Joining the military is no small thing. Training is hard, and you have to commit to serving for at least 2 years. You have to move around a lot, and there is a chance of major harm or death. These are all tough requirements that not many civilian jobs have, which is why the government works hard to provide service members a lot of perks and pay that is on par with civilian jobs. This video will help you understand everything you need to know about how pay and perks work for the military, especially if you're thinking about joining the military. First of all, there are different types of military pay. There is no one payment structure like most civilian jobs. The good thing is you can qualify for more than one payment structure and combine them together, thereby increasing your income as a service member. We will start with what is called the base compensation. Base pay is the initial salary paid to an employee. This doesn't include any benefits, bonuses, or raises. It is the rate of compensation or pay an employee receives in exchange for services. A worker's base pay can be shown as an hourly rate or a salary paid weekly, monthly, or yearly, and the military is no different. In the military, the base pay is based on 1. Whether you are enlisted or an officer, 2. Your rank, and 3. How many years of service you have completed. This will be what determines how much you will be paid for the rest of your military career. At the beginning of every calendar year, January to be specific, military pay is automatically increased to adjust for the rising cost of living nationwide. During the first pay period of the year, service members will notice the change. As of 2023, a level E1 enlisted recruit, which is the level where most people start, could expect to make $1,773 a month, while for officers, the monthly base pay for the lowest level commissioned officer O1 is $3,637. This is the current base pay scale for recruits. This is the base pay for officers. As you can see, salary increases with the amount of time served. The difference between an officer and an enlisted recruit is solely based on their educational degree. You need a 4-year degree from any college to become an officer. You are being hired as an officer to put the knowledge you learned in college to good use, which is why commissioned officers earn more. Every branch of the military receives the same amount for base pay. Generally, total military pay is based on pay grade, length of service, duties, and location. Pay grades are organized as E1 through E9 for enlisted, W1 through W5 for warrant officers, and O1 through O10 for officers. For those who don't know, a pay grade is linked to rank. The title is more of an administrative one that makes it easier to handle for millions of paychecks that are sent out every month to everyone from private to 4-star general and everyone in between. There are also allowances, incentives, and bonuses for military pay that everyone is entitled to. These allowances cover things like housing, uniforms, and meals that aren't given by the military itself and are typically not taxed. Take, for example, housing. When you are not living on base or in government housing, you get a basic allowance for housing, or BAH for short, and it is fully tailored to where you live, your rank, and the size of your family. It's meant to cover up to 95% of the cost of living in the area. Those with dependents receive a larger housing allowance than single service members. If living on base, service members will not receive BAH. However, they will not have to pay out of pocket for housing. They will live in the barracks or in base housing, essentially rent-free. There is also the Basic Allowance for Subsistence, BAS, which covers food with a monthly pay of $452 for enlisted service members and $311 for officers. However, it should be noted that this allowance does not change with your pay grade and is only designed to feed service members, not their families. One of the best ways to earn more money and not pay a dime in taxes is to work in a combat zone. If a service member serves in a combat zone for even 1 day, they will not pay any federal income tax for the whole month. This is under the Combat Zone Tax Exclusion. This tax break also covers extra money and bonuses you get while fighting in a combat zone. There is a link in the description that you can use to accurately calculate your military pay or see what your potential pay could be. Reserve and Guard pay. This payment is made for those in the Air National Guard or a reserve unit. The pay is usually less than full-time pay since the commitment is only on weekends. Members of the selected reserves dedicate 1 weekend every month with extended training periods to help active duty U.S. military. In return, members in the reserve get monthly drill pay and other benefits. The payment varies based on pay grade, years of service, and military start date, so what John Doe might be earning could be different from what Jane Doe is earning. The lowest payment starts at $337.10 per month for someone with the lowest rank and least experience. Next, we have the special pay. Special pay is, well, special. Special pay encompasses various ways to make extra money on top of your basic pay or allowances, regardless of your time in service or pay grade. These can apply even if you are new to the military. We have the OTEIP. It stands for the Overseas Tour Extension Incentive Program. This is an incentive to give some service members reasons to stay overseas longer. Payment can be made monthly or annually. Every branch has different rules for who is qualified for OTEIP, how much they can get, and what options are available. But the general rule of thumb is that to be eligible, you must have served your first assignment in a certain overseas area, have a desired military specialty, and agree to serve at least 12 more months at your present overseas location. Hardship duty pay is extra money given to service members stationed in places where living conditions are below U.S. standards. Payments vary and are dependent on the area. Rates are paid in $50, $100, or $150 every month. Military flight pay is aviation bonus pay that is given to both officers and enlisted people who have flying-related duties. Then we have career sea pay, which is for service members on sea duty. They get paid up to $805 a month. Special operations and demolition or demo pay is $150 a month for engineers and those in special operations. Dive pay for combat divers and Navy SEALs is up to $340 a month for enlisted and $240 a month for officers. There is foreign language pay, which can go as high as $1,000 for military members and language-dependent linguists who work in positions that use coded languages. There is also hostile fire pay and imminent danger pay that compensate service members for risks such as being shot at or encountering a mine. Additionally, each service member earns 2.5 days of paid vacation or leave a month. This adds up to 30 days a year. When service members add all this together with their base pay, it looks better. For example, an E5 with 4 years of service earns a base pay of $3,199 a month. If they're single, stationed in San Diego, California, and living off base, they will receive an additional $2,844 a month for housing and $452 a month for BAS. Altogether, this brings monthly pay to $6,495 a month. As you can see, after accounting for allowances and special pay, monthly military salaries can double. And it doesn't stop there. The BRS. One amazing benefit of the military is the amazing retirement system they have. The Blended Retirement System, or BRS, is what processes the retirement plans of every service member. It is mostly composed of two sections. The first is a 401k-like entity called the Thrift Savings Plan, or TSP, and the second is a pension program where you can receive a check every month for the rest of your life. With the TSP, you have the choice of several different funds, both in a traditional or Roth IRA. The military matches your investment up to 5% of your base pay each month, and you can take this with you wherever you served for 3 years or you're retiring after 30 years. The second part is pension from the government, which is the more traditional retirement. For service members to be eligible, they need to serve 20 years of active duty. The benefit for this is calculated by multiplying the number of years you serve by 2%. So if you serve 20 years, that is 20 multiplied by 2%, making your retirement check 40% of your base pay every month for the rest of your life. If you serve 25 years, then your retirement check is 25 multiplied by 2, which is 50% of your base pay for life. Another great benefit the military offers is helping service members get a college degree without having to take out student loans. There is a tuition assistance program for active duty service members as well as the GI Bill. The post 9/11 GI Bill helps veterans pay for school, housing, books, and tools. Service members can also transfer part or all of their GI Bill benefits to their spouse or child. In the private sector, pay and benefits are usually kept secret until the job is offered, but in the military, it's clear from the start what you can expect from your work, even before you talk to a recruiter. Looking at base pay alone, you may think that military pay isn't great. However, once you see all the additional allowances and benefits, military compensation rivals that of the civilian sector. That is all we have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to click that subscribe button to subscribe to our channel. Also, hit the little bell so you get notified when we post new videos like this just for you. Thank you for watching. Till next time.